What if your money pattern is not just about your repeated behavior, but it's connected to attempting to force yourself to change? Now, this is identity first, and part of what we're going to be tapping into a little bit deeper than we've done before is literally talking about why do people struggle with, and in this case, we're specifically talking about money, but you can put anything you want to in that space because the what we're going to be talking about can be applied in other areas that you may be dealing with. And that's really important because identity decides before the decision. So, and that's really important. So, let's move forward. Before we get into this, I want us all to understand something that's really important. This is not just about fixing a money pattern. And I'm being very careful with two words: forcing change, notice the word force, and then fixing money patterns. Because when we step into the area that we think we're forcing or fixing, our brain typically has resistance to that thought, and our body does. You can feel it. If you sit there and you said, somebody's trying to fix something, immediately something happens to our internal system, or somebody said, you need to be fixed. Immediately, right? You step back and say, what the? So I want us to look at it as realignment and looking at the power of asking not the wrong question, but asking things from getting the right response. So, this is about understanding the patterns that keep us keep protecting us, that keep protecting us. Our patterns are established to protect us. They're the things that we are familiar with. So, the key with that is we can pick up and continue patterns that no longer serve us. Hear me? That no longer serve us. Because remember, identity decides before the action begins. And many of the money patterns that we're trying to shift, to realign, to break, I'm putting air quotes around that, to break, did not begin with money. They began with fear. They began with pressure. They began with other people's opinion or survival or our belief system formed in a moment when we were trying to feel safe. Now, I can address that specifically. I remember when being homeless, there are some money patterns that I picked up then that I had to realign and shift and reframe so that they can serve who I am today, which is critical. So, forcing, because of all those things, because of the fact that some of them were built out of fear, some of them were built out of being in a place where we're looking for safety, all of those things, that is why forcing change, notice the word forcing change does not last. It just doesn't. Because forcing a behavior does not heal the belief underneath the behavior. Let me say that. That's an aha moment, right? Forcing a behavior does not heal. Do you hear me? The belief that is underneath the behavior. It's like skimming the surface. Forcing it doesn't fix it. Forcing it is forcing it. So the real thing is literally, and I've done this. So I wanna make sure we're all on the same page. You said, Johnny, I'm not forcing it. Oh, let's talk. Let's talk. Sometimes we tell ourselves, I'm not going to spend like that. I'm not going to eat that. I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to control my emotion, whatever it is. Whatever it is. But let's say with spending. I'm not going to spend like that. I'm going to save more. I'm going to use my money wiser. I'm going to be more disciplined. I'm going to finally get myself together. And you do well for a little bit. For a little bit, whatever that little bit is. And if we're not careful, then when we, and this is a pause moment in this, people ask me, how do you build self-confidence? Self-confidence is built when our brain, our inter-operating system, trusts what we say because it's backed up by evidence. Self-confidence. When we do not back up what we say with our mouth, our brain thinks, they ain't gonna do it. They'll stop in a minute. And remember, our brain was created to protect us. So our brain, after some point, said, whoa, wait a minute. It's like me going to, and y'all know I'm doing some self-fitness, right? I keep on telling the lady, I'm paying you for this. I'm paying you money to treat me like this. But this is the deal. Part of the reason I'm investing in that is because I have tried to do it by myself. So having someone to help me be accountable for long term and teach me the right format, encourage me and help me laugh through it, even the pain, it's going to help me trigger my brain to shift and realign my pattern. See, we're good until the pressure shows up. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Yesterday, I had a session and I thought, I ain't going. My body hurts and da-da-da. And something happened that morning to my HVAC system. And because life be lifing, y'all. Okay, let's be honest. Life be lifing. So when life came in, I immediately wanted to give up the thing that, I was kind of on the brink about not doing no way. Didn't really want to do no way. My body immediately went, oh, all you got to do is give up this today, and that'll give you more time. All you have to do is buy this, and you're going to get your endorphins kicked. All you got to do is do this, right? Because we know what to do. So when pressure shows up, or when fear shows up, we're good until those things happen, or until appointment shows up, something. Until those things show up, we're fine. However, those things are going to show up. And see what happens for me, not judging, just saying, and probably for you, is that without even realizing it, we return to the pattern that we are comfortable with. Not because you don't want to change, because we do internally. Not because we're lazy, not because we're careless, but because money, the money pattern has been serving a deeper emotional purpose. Remember, I said real shifts happen underneath, fixing the pain, fixing the real issue versus surface issues that say, okay, I'm just going to change, I'm going to skim over the top. We want to go back to where the real issue is. Now, let me put some emphasis on this. Some spending is not about shopping. No, it really ain't. I'm going to raise my hand. No, some spending isn't about shopping. It just isn't. It's about soothing. Some eating, because I used to be an emotional eater, wasn't about the food, wasn't about the taste. It was about soothing. So remember when I say the real healing comes underneath to do that work, not just to force yourself to change. See, some avoidance is not about responsibility. It's about wanting to feel free or wanting to feel an endorphin or not wanting to feel shame or not wanting to feel, you fill in the blank. Some overgiving is not about generosity. You know, when you give to others, but you really need to do something for yourself. When you keep on helping others, but you're not taking care of yourself. When everybody is more important, what they want is more important than what you know you need to do for you. Raise my hand. I've been guilty and I'm working through it on a daily basis because I'm a giver. However, you are worth giving to. I'm just saying, you're worth it. It's not about, and this is not about needing to feel needed. It's deeper than that. The money issue, some financial chaos, is not about a lack of intelligence. Most of us know what to do. We just are not always consistent doing it. And I was talking to someone yesterday, and they said one of somebody I know was asking me, what is the problem with this person? Every time they get money, it needs to go somewhere. It's because underneath something has happened and they either don't think they deserve having a buildup, an emergency fund and all of those things, or they see other people with needs and they need to overgive. And that's what gives them the opportunity and the thought process that they're worth, right? It's about identity. Identity has learned to operate in crisis. So the deeper question is not, why do I keep doing this? Remember, wrong question. That's not the, why do I keep doing this is not the right question. The deeper question is this: what is this pattern trying to protect me from, or trying to protect me in, or trying to protect in me? What is this pattern doing, right? So if you have questions or anything, don't forget you can put them in the chat, and then I'll address them, because this is for us, right? This is a moment of truth for us. So let's talk about the pattern, because the pattern sometimes that we're dealing with may be protecting our image. You know, like we need to wear a certain thing. It needs to have, I don't know, red bottoms or whatever is protecting our image. We need, tags, labels, other people's name, whatever is protecting our image. You need to look a certain way or live in a certain space or drive a certain whatever. is protecting our image. Now, listen to me very carefully. None of those things, having those things, I'm not saying is bad because there's nothing bad with any of it. It's the reason that I have it, the reason that a person, could feel like they need it versus want it and can afford it. If you are carrying, this is what I told somebody. I said, if the purse that you're carrying costs is valued at, or you paid more than you have in a bank account, or you can carry in the purse in cash, you might want to rethink it. You might just want to rethink it. Rethink the why. Why do I need this? I'm not saying not to buy things. This is not that. Because I do spend resources and I like really nice things. But remember, what is it coming from? So, is it protecting your comfort? Is it because other people expect it? Are you protecting your pride? Maybe it's protecting you from grief. Because some of us have been through some things and we said, I'm not going to let them see me suffer, or I'm not going to have this change because they're no longer in my life, or whatever the situation is. You fill in the blank. Put a buzzer on it. It may be that you're protecting yourself and the feelings behind something. The key with all of that, we have to admit whatever it is that's unstabling us, that's shifting us, that's causing us to do this. And this is where identity first becomes necessary. Because you cannot build stable patterns on an unstable sense of self. Okay? Building stable patterns is the goal. However, when the person is unstable and we are not connected with who we are in this moment, that part can be unstable, so we don't gain the benefit of the stability and the alignment. Because that's what this is about. It's about alignment. It's about shifting patterns. It's about being self aware. So, if your identity is rooted in proving, you will spin to be seen. If your identity is rooted in fear, you will hoard, panic, or avoid. If it's based on fear. And I'm pausing there intentionally because people ask people, why do you hoard? Why don't you ever let anything go to other people? I don't have that issue. I don't have the issue now. Because I used to think, well, why rebuy it? Keep it because I might need it one day. And so now my mindset is, if you ever need it, let it go, right? Let it go as a seed into, some people call it the universe or whatever, as a seed. Sow it into, whether it be a nonprofit or whatever, but let it go and trust that when the time comes and you need it, I'll have the resources or it'll come back into my life. Something equal or greater. That's the way I look at it. And that's just the thought for anybody that's looking at this. So if your identity, though, is rooted in guilt, you will give beyond wisdom. Remember the overgiver. You know you don't have it, but you give it anyway. If your identity is rooted in survival, you will keep making crises based on that decision. You'll keep setting yourself up. It's what I call it. Self-sabotage is what people call it, right? So before you force another budget, because this is not about budgeting, before you shame yourself again, before you create another plan that your nervous system does not trust, because we haven't fulfilled the last 9,000 plans, Just saying. Guilty. Before we do any of that, slow down. Take a moment before any money decision. And y'all know I love the 99.3 that I keep on showing y'all. And this is what it is 99.3. 90 seconds before you make a money decision. Just take 90 seconds to pause. You have your basket. It's full of all of the stuff. If I'm going to shop or whatever, especially, yeah, I love thrifting and going to, places like that, um, certain places. And even when I shop in regular stores, whatever, I put whatever I want in the basket. Then I go to a space, usually where they try on the clothes, and I said, nope, nope, okay, nope, not sure. Go back through it. And that's part of my 90-second pause. So 90 seconds, pause, and look at it. How does it benefit you? What is the impact of you purchasing it? Because it's an exchange. Is it worth the exchange you're about to make? Or is there a deeper issue that we're dealing with? Because going through the register is not really where the endorphins kick in, it's the thought of purchasing. So go through the store, have fun, if that's what you need to do for right now. But shift that up. Exercise will kick in endorphins. I know I'm trying to get y'all in my world. Exercise will kick in endorphins too. Okay. And it also help you be healthier. So what habit and pattern do you desire to build? And then when you do that, look at what do you feel? What story did you tell yourself when you released things or when you didn't do a thing? Or even if you decided to purchase, what are you really feeling? Are you already having buyer's remorse? And if so, I don't buy things in stores I can't return, typically, right? Consider all of that. Because it is imperative that we stop trying to prove things to other people, not get caught up in other people's opinion. That's one of Napoleon Hill's 6 Ghosts of Fear, other people's opinion. And somebody asked me, I think it was last night, they said, well, my family and all that matter. Yes, my family does matter, and I love my family with all my heart. But their opinion is not my business. Their opinion, when it relates to my life, because they're looking at it myopically, they don't know all the details. So when someone outside of you start giving you opinion on what's going on with you, you have to take only the things that align. If they don't align, great information, not revelation. You don't have to argue, you don't have to fuss, you don't have to fight. Great information, but not revelation. Right? Remember, what are you trying to protect? You're trying to protect you, your future, not the way you look, not the way somebody else thinks about you. You're building a pattern, new patterns to realign your life in a way that that literally serves you. You're not trying to build debt. You're not trying to just pay another bill. Even if you have the money, you can pay off your credit card every month. That's not the issue. The issue is deeper than that. The healing comes under that. So look at your pattern. Look at your internal moment before the external decision. Just breathe. So here's the shift, because we're almost at the end. You do not need to fix your money patterns by forcing change, right? You fix your money patterns by interrupting the identity agreement. So when your money patterns don't align with who you are becoming, disconnect. It's like having what you call those people that call you, telemarketers. Thank you, click. No, thank you. Take me off the list. Click. You take control. And that keeps giving your pattern permission to maintain and stay when you align with it. Is this a journey? Yes. So let's give you a couple steps. Step one, identify the trigger. Remember, this is about healing. Identify the trigger. What activated the pattern? Step two, identify the protection. What are you trying to protect? Or who? Pride, image? Is there you? I don't know. What are you trying to protect? What was the pattern trying to do for you? Step three, identify the agreement that you make in advance before you go into the store. And I didn't mention that a lot, but before you go in, if you know there's an issue, go in with purpose, go in with directions, with directness and intense and being intentional. I'm saying with intensity, but be intentional. When I go into certain stores, I said, okay, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for this kind of blouse, or you're looking for this color, so that I can direct my focus, because I can sometimes be like a rabbit and say, everything's in here, right? So look at that. What did you believe about yourself when that trigger happened? And is it the truth? Is the first question. Is it your truth? Is the second thing to think. And how does it serve you now? So, step four, choose alignment over relief, because relief is temporary. Alignment is permanent, it's transformational. And this is really important. You are not trying to fight the pattern, the old pattern. You are learning to no longer need it. The difference, the different, this is a different kind of change or transformation. It's not putting a rubber stamp on anything, but when you have more self awareness and you have greater alignment, it makes all the difference in the world and every area of your life. So, this is not about forced change. This is identity led change. Your identity, you lead it. Because when identity stabilizes, your decisions become clearer, more direct. Because when identity stabilizes, your emotions have a place to align. Your money will start to grow. Your thought process regarding money will shift. So when your identity stabilizes, you stop using money to prove, soothe, hide, rescue, or rebel, or even to survive. You begin to use money as a tool of stewardship, a tool of stability, a tool of wisdom, a tool that serves the person you are becoming, the person that you were designed to be. So, no, this is not just about fixing your money patterns, and it's definitely not about forcing them. This is about coming out of agreement with the version of you that needed a pattern regarding money to feel safe, the pattern that no longer serves you. So, this is a lot. Please go back and look at some of it. I intend to make some smaller clips of some of it. However, this is specifically for those who are looking to build wealth in every area of your life, every area. And trust me, it matters, because you're brave, you're bold, and you're brilliant. And thank you for staying on and being with me today. Have an amazing day. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And know that you're cared about and that you're bold, brave, and brilliant. And that what you have been through, regardless of what it is not the ending. It's only a chapter in your story. So take your pen and write out what you want and what you're willing to exchange for it. I am Johnny, the Mindset Maven, helping you bridge the gap between what you know and what you do, connected to your identity and action. Have a great one.